Hi guys, my name is Abby and welcome back to my channel. So while I was checking and reading your messages, I found out that most of you are wondering on how they can find an apartment here in New Brunswick, especially in St. Andrews. So for today's video, I'm going to share with you some of the ways that I know on how you can find an apartment here in New Brunswick, especially in St. Andrews. But before I share with you the ways to find an apartment here, just a disclaimer that finding an apartment here, especially in St. Andrews, is very challenging, especially now that there are more international students going there, plus some of them are going with their families. And keep in mind that it is not only you or the international students who are looking for a house or room to rent, but there are also other people who are moving from different places and going to work in St. Andrews. And by the way, the ways that I'm going to share with you, you can also use these ways to find an accommodation in other cities in New Brunswick, as these are the common ways to find an apartment here. And if you know more ways to find one, please comment down below so we can help more people who are trying to find a new place to stay here in New Brunswick. So if you're an international student coming to St. Andrews, the first way to check an apartment is the NBCC housing list. So the NBCC have a list of room rentals in their website. So checking this first might give you an idea who you can contact. In the housing list, they provide either a phone number or an email address that you can contact and ask for availability. And the owners include some details like if the utility is included and how much the rent is. So during our time, since we got our approval not less than a month before the program start date, all the rentals in the NBCC housing list were not available anymore. So what we did next is we checked the Kijiji. It is a website that also posts ads about apartment or house rentals. So we knew about this website through our agency before, but again, we didn't find any luck in finding an accommodation there. But in bigger cities like St. John or Moncton, you might find one there. And if you've been here in my channel since I started, I shared in one of my videos that we stayed in an AIRBNB accommodation. Since we didn't find any apartment and our flight was coming very soon, we just decided to book a room through AIRBNB. Booking in an Airbnb can cost you more, but this is better than not having any place to stay or booking a room in a hotel that will just cost you even more. We were lucky to even find a room because most of the rooms and houses in the Airbnb are fully booked either by the students or the tourists by the time. And again, if you also watched one of my videos, I mentioned that after staying in an Airbnb accommodation, we ended up staying in a staff housing where we were working before. I also received questions about the hotel, and that is the Algonquin Resort in St. Andrews. And just a disclaimer, I am not affiliated with them. They have a housing for their staff and it is cheaper than other rentals. But keep in mind that you must be an employee in the hotel in order to have a room in the staff housing. And even though you get hired by them, it is not guaranteed that you will automatically get a room in the staff housing, since it is based in the first come, first served basis. Another way is through the Facebook groups or the community Facebook groups. So there's a Facebook group in St. Andrews where people post to sell or buy some stuff, and people also post room or house rentals there. So you can also post there to ask if there are some rentals available around. So I put the link of the Facebook group in the description so you can check it out. And there's also Facebook groups in different communities like in St. John, Fredericton, or in Moncton. And just a little side note to just be aware if the post is legitimate, because there are still people out there who likes to scam people. So if you can check the place before paying a deposit, that will be better. And last is building a network. Of all the ways that I mentioned, I think this is one of the best ways, because you won't just be looking for a room to stay, but you might find someone who will help you in your journey and assist you in settling in your new place. Try to find someone who will also be going to St. Andrews or to the other cities that you are going to and connect with them. You can share rent and other household expenses with them. So that's what we did before. We shared other household expenses with other international students, like their rent, grocery, and other expenses that you can share, because it will really help you save, especially if you are just working for 20 hours a week. So sometimes landlords or owners don't post about their room rentals, but other people might know about it. Also, your instructors might have an idea or know someone who have an available room to rent. You can also ask for help in your student service centers in your campus, especially if you are really having a hard time finding a place to stay. And there is a tip that I want to share with you. This is especially for those who really can find an apartment in the town itself, especially in St. Andrews. So some people will find an apartment either in St. Stephen or in St. George, which is a 30 minutes drive to NBCC. So what they do is they ask their classmates who live in the town to carpool with them, and they just pay them for the gas. And if you have the capacity to get a car immediately, that is okay too, because you can go around town so you can find more job opportunities. So those are the ways that I know on how to find an apartment here in St. Andrews, New Brunswick. And like what I've said earlier, even if you are going to study in a different campus like Moncton or other city in New Brunswick, you can still try the ways that I mentioned to help you in finding an apartment here. So remember to check the NBCC housing list, the Kijiji, AIRBNB, Facebook groups, and building a network and connecting with other people. Well, I hope that this video can help you in some way and that you can find a place that you will be calling your new home. Sending my wishes and good luck to everyone who are starting their new journey in a different place. You got this. Thank you guys for watching my videos and for your continued support in my YouTube channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit the subscribe button and share this video so we can reach and help more people in their journey here in Canada. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye!